Hey people, is it Wednesday already? Wow, time just rolls out. It's the 20th of September, Wednesday. Cheers, first cup. Up a little late today. Mm. Ooh, it's strong today, but good. Just the right amount of creamer, not milk, creamer. Okay, so if I remember, I will insert a picture of me with Nick and Kat's daughter, Faye. She turned 6 months yesterday. It's very interesting. We there I already She recognizes me already. She just turned 6 months. I just love this little girl. It's interesting. She was born on my brother's birthday this year. It probably actually means nothing, but emotionally, what it means to me is wow. I feel a deep connection to this human already. She seems to as well, so that's why I'm thinking I'll share the picture right here. Cheers, people. I appreciate this comment here, and I do just the person who they start a channel literally just to leave some crap, and I don't read it. There was some yesterday, and there was one today, and I just deleted. I don't read it. So D.H. E. Gertz says, and this is very, very astute. Regarding the trolls, I would do similar, but in the long run, privileging them with an open and on-air response is probably a bit of fuel. Of course, it's fuel for the fire when you're dealing with absolutely brainless people. Okay, they don't see the forest for the trees, but does that mean I just need to be quiet and just act like, I'd rather do this and at the very least shed some light on the behavior and how it's it's a problem for the world. So I know I don't want it, but they're free to be as they are, and so they do. And I didn't read it this morning. The person, I don't know who they see. That will be my purpose for continuing to do what I do. Whoever this person is writing to, I don't know who it is because I'm not reading it. I don't know what they said this morning. I can see, first off, by the handle right away. I can tell by the handle right away. Oh, here's so and so. He started a new account so he can leave some crap. I only need to see one word in the sentence. I don't even need to do that. I delete it. I don't read it. I don't care what this person has to say. I care about the milieu that we live in. And it's very damaged. And so, to me, this is an attempt to say, hey, folks, maybe we ought to try to, make a shift in a better direction with our behavior. That's what I'm trying to do, okay? And so I'm going to keep doing it, all right? I sure am. And Merry Christmas to you. I got a Merry Christmas from Brazil. I see that I have several people in Brazil, in South America who watch, and that's wonderful. Greetings to all of you. Excuse me. Let me get another sip here. Mm-hmm. So, as I was talking about maybe doing a best of the year, as I looked into some of my overflow stacks, which I hate not having enough room for everything, but that's just the way it is. The collection's always growing. It became apparent to me that there's a lot of records and music that I heard this year that is really good, and just giving this top 10 is inadequate. So I'm not going to do it today. I might not do it because as I started to look at records, I said, this is good. This was good. This has its merit. That's why I don't do the top 10 list. I haven't forever. So I probably won't. You already know the albums that really hit me hard this year. I Killed Your Dog by Lorraine. That's still the top of the list. Slow Dive, Everything Is Alive. That's number 2 for sure, And you go from there, okay? Peter Gabriel's on that list. He sure is. The Orbs, Prism is on there. Harmony Codex, Stephen Wilson, yeah, that's on there. Yusuf Day's Black Classical Music, that's on there. Irreversible Entanglements would be on there, okay? So I'll do it like that. The other thing I thought that occurred to me was that Thalum McDonis is a artist I've mentioned, pianist, who I met a few years ago playing at the Lincoln Calling Festival. Really impressed with him as a person and a musician. He just released a new album with Terry Riley. Okay, you guys know about Terry Riley, right? Can I stop that real quick to show some Terry Riley? I hope so. Here we go. Here we go. Sorry. I'm here. Here I am. Terry Riley. I cannot speak real clearly about him regarding his, oh boy. Okay. I have been having fun with my own record collection. I have a lot of stuff that I just don't even remember to listen to. Excuse me. So Terry Riley is a very important music figure in Western music, along with people like Philip Glass and Steve Reich. He's done things that have really kind of been revolutionary in ways and moving music forward. My friend Thalum McDonis, who we have messed with trying to collaborate. See, long distance collaborations are not that much fun. And so I'm not really that into it. And I've only had a few attempts that have worked, like with Dave Newhouse. The thing with Thalum McDonis, who I'm talking about right now, I have some tracks that are uncompleted that we have started. But he just released an album with freaking Terry Riley. So I saw that it was a limited edition, 300 copies, and I said, yeah, I got to get this. It's due to be delivered today by the mail. What I'm saying is, this could well go on to my list of best albums of the year. I've listened to a bit of it when I got the download, but the needle drop is where it's really at. But Terry Riley in C, this recording here, this the Young Gods, the Swiss electronic band, recently did a version of this, their own version. Like Edgar Barrace and stuff like that. This is stuff to know about, okay? It's head expanding. I got this recently, this reissue. Persian Surgery Dervishes. This stuff is mesmerizing. And his methodology, which is very clear, and he teaches, is a big part of the strength of his work. It's what he's attempting to do. It's very, very knowing and instructive and cosmic. It's cosmic. The effects of his music are very cosmic. Here's one of my big actual collection pieces with a piece written by Terry Riley, performed by the band Germ, or the group Germ, whatever they are, collaborative. Shri Camel. See, there's that Eastern thing. He's definitely, heavily inspired and lives an Eastern sort of lifestyle. There's something very zen about Terry Riley. And so I'm way into the idea of the fact that Thalem has made this recording with Terry. Thalem also knows David Sylvian. How cool is that? How many people can tell you, say, oh, I know David Sylvian. He's a very private person. David Sylvian is someone who intrigues me as an artist. Boy, did he start one place and end up another on his trajectory. This is awesome. Movie soundtrack, Lifespan, Terry Riley. Man, this is so cool. It's like, this is the sort of, again, an example of what I really like, where the music, just what it's doing is like taking me to another world, literally. It takes me out of this, the here and now here, and I go somewhere else. This does this. This is Lifespan. It's fantastic. Terry Riley with John Cale, Church of Anthrax. So that piques my memory. So yesterday someone asked me about Lou Reed. Well, you know, John Cale and Lou Reed were in the Velvet Underground together. Just like I said about Bruce Springsteen, I recognize what Lou Reed did as an artist. I don't have any Lou Reed records. I had Berlin for a while, and then I got rid of it. And the only record that I would bother with now is Metal Machine music. I've seen Lou Reed live. I know his legacy. I actually know people who knew Lou, and I know a little bit about Lou. I won't say here because that would be improper. He lived on the wild side, people, okay? So I understand why, in general, he is so regarded. But musically, no, that ain't nothing. People don't like it when I say that, stuff like that, when I kind of, I'm dismissive or just like, yeah, this stuff is cool, but man, there's a whole lot of stuff that is so much cooler that is not critically acclaimed by the critics because they missed the boat, is what I say. So a little bit on Lou Reed there because of John Cale here. John Cale was working with Terry Riley, not Lou Reed. And this one, which is just, yeah, I'd like to get a replacement copy for my beat up copy, A Rainbow in Curved Air. Just like NC, this is really, you just need to experience it. It's an experience, okay? I'm really excited for about receiving this record today. And just, I think it's fantastic that a friend of mine recorded a record with Terry Riley. Awesome. I'll show what else is on the shelf next to the Terry Riley. I'll say it again. I know that it annoys some of you that I talk about trolls, but I'm not going to stop because we need to speak up more and shut these stupid people down. It's amazing to me to think that the Colorado court is making the correct decision about taking Trump, saying he's disqualified. And here we have people saying, well, wait a minute. This world is insane. That's why I keep speaking up. There's that much out of balance thinking that we're dealing with that stuff. And people are making excuses and saying it's okay, and it's not. I will not be quiet. Here's an album that was sent to me, and it's in part good, but I need to listen to this again. It's a bit overblown. Rigoni, Schoenherz, A Symphonic Poem, Victor. So you can even see from the, oh geez, it's got a booklet and everything. This is a big piece where these people were trying to do something big. Yeah. It's a big concept album. So let me leave this out and play this. It's a double album too. Oh geez, I need to listen to this, okay? It's on the Bellafon Bacillus label, which is very cool. Is this by chance quad? No, it's stereo. Let me be quiet and listen to this and get back to you, because my memory of it was that it's a bit overblown, but it's probably better than that. Probably better than that. That's in the stack. This is not a CD, but it's, I mean, it's not an album, it's a CD, but it came in this nice package. Quail Bones by R. Ring. R. Ring is the band or duo by one of the Deal twins. There's Kim Deal. There's Kim Deal and Kelly Deal. So there it is. There's Kelly. She signed it for me. Saw them and really enjoyed them live. This is not the sort of thing I play much, you know. But when I met them and enjoyed the show so much, and they had this unique packaging for this release, I said, yeah, let me get one. What the heck? You know, these are those sort of things that you get to see and purchase when you go to shows. So here is the CD, and I got number 42 out of 100. And it's mounted on this. It's like, yeah, it's mounted on this board. That's a board. And a little bit of explanation. So that's the next thing that's on the shelf. I'll just set that there and put it away later. Next thing. Oh, these are out of order. Okay. See, yeah. Rolf Riehm, Mac Andel Bloom. This is something that is related. Okay, it's on the Riskant label, which I associate with Chris Cutler and Rockin' Opposition. I don't remember what this is like. This might be actually big band music. But it has people that I find interesting. Alfred Harth and Heiner Goebbels and Chris yeah, these people whose work I like are on here. But I haven't listened to this in so long I don't remember what this sounds like. But this is out of order. But Ride. I love Ride. I don't know where it comes from. And then this one. I don't remember what this sounds like. Shadow of Events by Alexander Rishog. I remember that I really liked this. It's something that I took a chance on. I bought this, I liked that cover so much, I just took a chance. I remember this as being good. I'll finish up by showing a couple things I played last night. So, for example, this came out this year on the label that put out my last vinyl album, FPE Records out of Chicago. Magic Carpet with Broken Compass. This is not a new recording. It was recorded in 2016, but released this year. This has some merits. So this would be on my list as notable. Micaiah McCraven, Fred Jackson really stand out on this album as musicians. So I listened to that last night, really enjoyed it. This is the remix single of Moving On by Ryuichi Sakamoto, where it's just 4 versions of the same song. So these are redundant, but it's part of my collection. It's like one pass through, and then the second time it's like, well, you hear the differences, but it's like, this is not the way to listen to music, you know. But I listened to it, turned it over, and it was like, okay, I'm done. But as I listened, this came out in the 90s, and this sounds current. Sakamoto was a bad mother. He did things where I think he kind of knew. It's like, I'm pushing ahead. People might not get this, but this will last a lot. That's what I like about Sakamoto. A lot. His music is everlasting. And then here's something that I played just like I'll do this with my collection. Like just now when I pulled the Terry Riley and I saw some things like I forgot. That's what's fun about the collection. It's like, ooh, what's in here? So here's one. I remember buying this out in Bellevue at a store out there that I seldom go to, but when I go to, there's always stuff because it's next to the Air Force Base, SAC. And folks who are on duty traveling the world come through, you know, selling stuff. So I find stuff there. I bought this there when I was on a jag of picking up records that were in the new age category, not because I like new age, but looking for good music that's categorized like that. I don't like that term. So when I bought this, this is real good. And it's interesting, Steve Parsons is a person you may know about. He also goes by the name of Snips, and he was in the band Sharks. I have him on the Intergalactic Touring Band album. He's on Ginger Baker Air Force, and he's got his own records where he's kind of seemed like kind of a new wave artist. But this is beautiful, instrumental, flowing. Yeah, you could call this new age music. It's bright, healthy music. It's beautiful. And I was like, I knew I kept this. I knew this had, past a few cuts where I was getting rid of stuff like this. And so when I played it yesterday, I was like, this is good. This is real good. Man, this is a piece of art. This is like silk screened or something. I mean, it's like, this is an art piece. So there you have it. So Stephanie, good luck with the new job. I got your update on the phone last night. Things are so strange nowadays. You get a job and they take you through the rigmarole of background checks to the point that she can't even work for 2 months while they do all this processing. It's like, shit, in 2 months, a person could die of starvation. The world is insane. One more record that was on the shelf there that I need to cover. This goes back to my early years. What year did this album come out? So that's when I got it, 1977. So somehow I ended up with this Lee Ritenour album, Captain Fingers. It's got that with no cover, okay? Somehow I ended up with this album with no cover. This is, again, an example of coffee table jazz to me. Lee Ritenour is a good player, but the music is, it's really forgettable. But I kept this because it is good playing, and I made a cover for it years ago. I don't know where I got that, but this is, and the L's falling off. But that's how old this is. Probably made this cover for this in 1977 or 78 when I got the record. So that's in the pile. So there you go, folks. You're welcome you're welcome to leave your thoughts on anything. Folks who come over here leaving your thoughts with the intent of being insulting and foolish, I'm on to you. I don't even have to read but 2 or 3 words, and I stop. I do not read what you have to say, okay? I'm outing you for the benefit of the entire community. So I know you keep up your foolishness, but I'm not listening, and I'm not reading it. So I don't know what you're doing except being really stupid and stubborn. And again, I know because of the history of this person, you're a racist fool. Have a good day, everyone. Evening, whenever you see this, okay? Rise above the shit.